I've been saying it for years. The direction that women have opted to take in the end will just hurt them the most. Because the men will have no problems sleeping with a machine that looks and feels like a real woman. But a woman will lose her freaking mind dealing with a machine because she'll know it doesn't actually have any feelings towards her. It's the natural need of women to feel emotions, and the lack of it from men that's going to be a game changer when it comes to AI girlfriends and even boyfriends. Just imagine a hot AI girlfriend for an average guy. He doesn't want the drama and the emotions of typical modern women. He's only going to want a beautiful woman by his side to understand him, respect him, and accept him regardless of the car he drives, and regardless of the money he has in the bank. On top of it, he's going to get the AI girlfriend experience, which will cater to his physical needs as well. I'm not talking about some AI avatar online. I'm actually talking about a human-like robot girlfriend that looks and feels like a human. Now, this will be a major win for men and a major loss for women because women won't be able to compete with this AI girlfriend. If you think about it, this is actually a good development. Guys can reduce stress and frustration through AI services. Maybe women can also do that and be less demanding. Then physical relationships can focus on what's real, like maybe family commitments, rather than satisfying personal attention. Also, I would assume that some would use it productively to practice couples' interaction and arguments before they happen, and would realize whether their physical partner's reactions are actually sensible or not. Not all is so negative about AI personality interaction of the future. But my personal prediction is that men are going to be a lot happier than women with AI partners. The AI can be made to order, exactly the way you want. It never sleeps. It's never sick. It learns over time and tailors itself to fit the user's expectations as best it can, both visually and with text generation and voice. It's scary to witness. Also, AI will be able to drive the prices even lower due to saturation. And you know what? Even if a woman gets an AI boyfriend with six-pack abs, blonde hair, 6 feet height, and 6 feet schlong, they will soon realize the AI boyfriend isn't catering to their emotional needs, which would mean that these women will start to get bitter and eventually leave the AI boyfriend and look for a real boyfriend to satisfy their hypergamous needs. Crazy world we're heading towards, that's for sure. Men, throughout history, have always gone within themselves to extract the solutions of every problem that has ever confronted humankind, and this is no different. With new advances in medical technology, a working and dependable artificial womb can be had. This combined with a fully animatronic female robot with lifelike looks, personality, and lifelike female physicality, the present-day biological women will have little to offer on the upside of this scenario. This new world that is coming will allow men to pre-order and thus pick and choose the women of their deepest desires, with zero downsides as she exists for no other reason than to grow your happiness in every area of life. This new high-tech female will never deviate either in speech or act, in accordance with your lifelong dreams and or desires in all avenues of life. She will probably cost somewhere near a new fully loaded Cadillac Escalade, but even that would be a small price to pay in comparison to a modern-day divorce. If AI girlfriends stop the women's narcissism and superficial ways of thinking, and makes them lower their standards to something fair and manageable, it could be a good thing in disguise. The only thing that bothers me is that why would you need to talk to an AI girlfriend when you already have someone who won't leave your side and stays and loves you? It sounds redundant to have an AI girlfriend considering you already have one. The only other concern is men becoming codependent on the AI girlfriend over the real thing. When they do compromise their standards, drop the narcissism due to lack of validation, and cut back on their superficial ways by 75%, which is the best output we can hope for. If young modern women would have actually developed any moral virtue, been loyal and supportive girlfriends and wives, and not turned off 90% of the male population with their ridiculous demands and unreasonable standards, then I would have some sympathy. They did it to themselves, and now they are in serious trouble. You know, with OnlyFans, we saw a deep dive in depravity. Many women felt like they needed to compete by being more intimately open than the next. With AI, there is no way to compete. Men looking for that type of online contest will find a perfect match for themselves and something that they can tailor to their needs. OnlyFans was already bad for women looking for a relationship. Now they've replaced women completely. The problem for women is they confuse being strong and independent with something men are seeking a partner. Dating apps are for hookups, not marriage relationships. Men are also confusing having intimate time in bed with someone as being in a long-term relationship. Finally, women want the wedding, but do not want the role of being a wife. There is such a big disconnect between men and women. If you are an average man, women are not going to be interested in you. Since most men are average, they'd rather be with an AI girlfriend who can actually please them and give them a sense of peace. The fact is that the modern American woman has made herself a horrid and obsolete option for dating, marriage, and family, and men in ever greater numbers are choosing not to date, not to marry, and not to have families. 63% of men ages 18 to 29 are not dating, not in a relationship, and not seeking to be in a relationship. This is a 50% decrease in men seeking to date, be in a relationship, or seek to be in a relationship since 2019. These men are not looking to date long-term or casually and see no point in dating with the horrid options of emotionally damaged Chad fodder women available. Better to just walk away, live a single successful life, and be in peace. It goes without saying that men are choosing to walk away from dating. And it's just some group of men, it's men everywhere. This is happening throughout the whole of Western civilization. Guys don't want to date women. Men do not want to establish families. Because men aren't advancing their careers, women have taken over corporate positions. Yet these women aren't even the right fit. In fact, since it costs more to engage women in these productive professions than they produce, supporting them is harmful to society and civilization. We can see that this situation won't last for very long, but for now, let's focus on some of the specifics. 3/4 of the jobs lost during the Great Recession of 2008 were held by males, and the majority of them were in the industrial sector. Now that you've heard this, some of you are claiming that manufacturing jobs are irrelevant. A lucrative office job is far more important. That's not quite accurate though, because the genuine tax base isn't merely the result of the manufacturing class's actual productive work in the goods. It's also because they produce and generate goods and products for society, and they are the actual support systems of the families that make up the population. Gentlemen, I'm trying to say that you should be extremely aware of how the social dynamics of relationships are changing right now. It's possible that morality has changed since 20 years ago. It may not have been acceptable for men and women to have several relationships while remaining exclusive in the past, but it is now expected. Although it is so widespread now that you cannot even refute it, I do not believe it works for even a moment. Additionally, social media and the pandemic that has worsened global economic conditions has significantly altered this interaction dynamic. At the heart of it, the subjugation of men in Western civilization is evident. Men are realizing how the entire chain of systems that govern everything from taxes and insurance to law and the economy is slowly and surely being designed and manipulated to work against them, and they're having none of it. They realize the dangers and pitfalls of being burnt in relationships and losing everything they've built for themselves. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.